Everybody sees standoffish.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the vibe.
I'm not gonna play that, so I'm not gonna stand here and act like it's okay.
There are moments on reality television that shake viewers to their core. Moments that feel too raw, too explosive, and too emotional to be scripted. And tonight, we're stepping right into one of those storms. Because what started as a tense conversation between Spice and Jasmine on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta turned into something nobody watching could have ever predicted. The energy in the room shifted, the air got heavy, and suddenly the entire cast found themselves caught in the middle of pure chaos. But what pushed Spice to the point where she couldn't hold back anymore? What made Jasmine stand her ground, even though she knew the danger she was walking into? And why did this moment become one of the craziest episodes in the show's entire history?
Hey, time out, listen. I done came about this salon up in the car counter with these white folks.
Stay with me, because once the truth unfolds, you'll understand exactly why fans are still arguing about this scene today, and why Jasmine's name hasn't left social media since. It didn't begin with violence. It didn't even begin with anger. It began with history, a long, messy, emotional history that has been boiling between these two women for years.
Here, bringing Jasmine into the fold right now, everybody feels some type of way.
But why would you have a problem with me, but you don't have a problem with him?
Jasmine Washington was no stranger to drama in the Atlanta scene. Her name had already been tied to scandals involving scrappy, messy confrontations with cast members and painful chapters that made her both hated and sympathized with. For a long time, she tried to rebuild her image, to show the world that she wasn't the same person they once judged. But the problem with reality TV is this: even when someone tries to move forward, their past always walks into the room first. Spice, on the other hand, came into the show with fire in her voice and strength in her spirit. She was known for speaking her truth with no fear, no hesitation, and no filter.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to mess up your grand opening. I apologize. Thank you for the invite.
I just wanted to be cool, I promise you.
All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Her journey wasn't easy either. She had her struggles, her setbacks, her personal pain. But she had built herself into a powerhouse. Still, behind that confidence was exhaustion. Months of emotional turmoil, old wounds from friendships gone wrong, pressure from her career, and tension with her castmates had worn her thin. And when someone's spirit is already heavy, it only takes one spark to set everything ablaze. That spark was Jasmine. It began at a gathering meant to cool things down between the women. Everyone hoped conversation would heal what fights had damaged. But from the moment Jasmine walked in, people felt the temperature shift. The other cast members exchanged looks. They knew these two had unfinished business, and the way they positioned themselves at the table made the whole room feel like a ticking time bomb. At first, the conversation was calm. Jasmine tried to explain her side of things, tried to show she wasn't there to provoke anyone. But her tone, light, almost playful, touched a nerve in Spice. It was as if Jasmine didn't understand the weight of the pain she had caused in the past. Then, Jasmine made a joke, a simple joke, something she probably thought was harmless. But it hit Spice right where her emotions were most vulnerable. You could see it in Spice's eyes. The irritation she had been hiding for weeks suddenly rose to the surface. Her jaw tightened, her voice changed, and before anyone could step in, the room shifted from uncomfortable silence to full-blown hostility. Spice leaned forward, her voice sharp, her words piercing. She didn't hold back. She let Jasmine know exactly how she felt. Every frustration, every hidden irritation, every piece of emotional baggage that had been building inside her. And Jasmine, she wasn't the type to sit quietly and take it. She fired back, matching Spice's energy, refusing to flinch. The back and forth turned hotter, louder, heavier. Each word seemed to dig deeper than the last. And then, here's where everything spiraled. Jasmine said something that nobody in the room was prepared for. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was a line that slipped out of her mouth with the kind of confidence that only made Spice's anger explode. The women around them froze. You could feel the tension physically tighten in the air. Spice stood up. Jasmine didn't back down. And that's when it happened. With one swift motion, Spice reached out and snapped. Her hand struck Jasmine across the face so fast that even the cameras struggled to keep up. The sound echoed in the room. A moment so shocking, so sudden, that everyone, cast, crew, viewers, fell into stunned silence. Jasmine didn't move at first. She sat there, eyes wide, hand slowly moving to her cheek. She looked as if she couldn't fully process what just happened. She wasn't screaming, she wasn't yelling, she was stunned. Spice stood there breathing hard, chest rising fast, like she couldn't believe her own reaction. But the crazy part? The moment didn't end there. Because right after the slap, something shifted in Jasmine. The shock faded, the disbelief melted away, and a different kind of emotion took over. Hurt. Deep, personal hurt. She whispered, "You didn't have to do that." Her voice was small but heavy, and those words hung in the air like a cloud nobody could escape. But before anyone had a chance to breathe, before the producers could step in, before anyone could calm the storm, more cast members moved at the wrong moment, and suddenly the chaos grew. What nobody expected was the sudden movement from behind Jasmine, a shuffle of bodies, a reaction from someone who took Jasmine's side far too personally. Chairs scraped, voices rose, another hand swung, and in an instant, the argument turned into a scene only described by viewers as the moment Jasmine got jumped. The camera shook, security rushed in, people screamed, cast members tried to pull each other back. Some shouted at Spice, others shouted at Jasmine, and the room dissolved into one of the wildest scenes in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta history. But let's take a step back, because this moment wasn't just about a slap, or a jump, or even an episode title meant to shock fans. This moment was the boiling point of years of unresolved emotions between these two women. For Jasmine, this wasn't just embarrassment. This wasn't just physical. This was deeply emotional. She had walked into that room hoping to prove she wasn't the villain anymore. She wanted a chance to show growth, maturity, change. But instead, she walked right into a storm that reminded everyone, including herself, of a past she wanted to leave behind. And for Spice, this wasn't just anger. This wasn't just a dramatic moment for TV. This was the weight of emotional exhaustion crashing down all at once. People forget that strong women break too. They forget that the loudest voices sometimes come from the deepest pain. Spice didn't walk into that room planning to fight. She walked in already overwhelmed, already burdened, already stretched thin. And Jasmine's words, tone, and casual attitude touched a scar Spice had been trying to ignore. Once the cameras stopped rolling, the aftermath hit hard. Social media erupted instantly. Fans took sides. Some called Spice wrong for getting physical. Others said Jasmine knew exactly what she was doing. People replayed the clip over and over, analyzing every moment, every expression, every word exchanged before the explosion. Interviews came. Confessions aired. Jasmine explained that she didn't mean to provoke anything. She said she felt blindsided, targeted, humiliated. Spice admitted she acted out of emotion, out of pain, out of frustration. She didn't justify it. She didn't pretend it was okay, but she was honest about the weight she had been carrying. And in a rare moment of clarity on reality TV, both women revealed their sides, not as cast members, not as characters, but as real people dealing with real emotions that finally spilled over. The emotional impact didn't end when production wrapped. Jasmine felt the sting long after the camera stopped. Not just the physical sting of the slap, but the emotional one. The sting of being reminded of her past mistakes. The sting of realizing she wasn't as accepted as she hoped. The sting of feeling attacked in a room full of people she wanted respect from. Spice carried her own emotional bruise. She admitted she wasn't proud of her reaction. She said she snapped because she was drowning in stress, pressure, hurt, and unresolved conflict. Even strong women have breaking points, and that night, Spice reached hers. But here's the twist. Moments like these, as chaotic as they are, reveal something deeper about the people involved. They show us their vulnerabilities, their fears, their triggers, their stories. Behind the glam, behind the fame, behind the dramatic scenes, there are human beings fighting their own battles. This episode wasn't just messy drama. It was a reminder of how fast things can spiral when emotions stay buried too long. It was a reminder that unresolved tension always finds a way to explode. And it was a reminder that even in a world built on entertainment, the pain is real, the feelings are real, and the consequences last longer than the cameras rolling. As viewers, we get caught up in the shock, the excitement, the chaos. But when the dust settles, we're left with a truth that hits much deeper. Hurt people fight harder, and broken connections explode louder. And that's exactly what happened between Jasmine and Spice. Their story became one of the wildest chapters in love and hip-hop Atlanta history. Not because of the slap, not because Jasmine got jumped, but because underneath that moment was a storm of emotion neither woman could outrun. So the real question is, what happens next? Will there be healing? Will there be peace? Or did this moment create a permanent line between them that can never be crossed again? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this episode changed everything. And viewers, they'll be talking about it for a long, long time. When the chaos settled and the cameras finally stopped rolling, one thing became painfully clear. This wasn't just another dramatic moment for TV. This was a breaking point, a collision of unresolved emotions that had been building between Jasmine and Spice for far too long. What viewers witnessed was more than a fight. It was a release of pain, pride, and buried frustration from two women who never truly understood each other. But here's what nobody expected. The aftermath forced both of them to face the truth about themselves. Jasmine had to confront the shadows of her past, the wounds she thought she had outgrown. And Spice had to face the weight she'd been carrying, the hidden hurt behind her fierce persona. In that silence after the storm, they were no longer just cast members. They were two human beings standing in the wreckage of emotions they could no longer hide. And that's why this episode will forever be remembered. Not because it was chaotic, but because it was real, raw, unfiltered, a moment that peeled back every mask. So tell me, whose side are you on? And do you think this feud can ever be repaired? Let me know in the comments.